Hello, 109 friends. I am so happy to be able to come to you and see you today in your homes here on Christmas Day. It's such an exciting day, and I'm very glad that we get the opportunity to have fun, but also talk a little bit about the Bible. So today, I want to talk to you about a lesson that I have learned that's really important to me, and I want to share it with you. But first, I want to ask you about these. Do you know what this plant is called? It's a poinsettia, and you may have already known that, but you know it's a popular Christmas plant. But do you know some things about them? Did you know that they can grow 10 feet tall? I mean, that's taller than the ceiling in your house. They can get really huge. And did you know there's like 100 different kinds? Like, I have a pink one and a red one, but there's white ones and other shades, and there's like I said, 100 different kinds. It's pretty crazy, isn't it? It's beautiful. And it makes your house feel festive and Christmassy. But guess what? Did you know this? They're poisonous. Yeah, poisonous. Inside these leaves, there's a white milky sap. And if you eat it, it's going to make you throw up. That's gross, isn't it? Don't try it. We don't want to do it because it's going to make you sick. But I would have never thought that from just looking at it. They look beautiful, don't they? I love seeing them. So sometimes things are not what we think. Maybe sometimes things are different than they look. And that's what we're going to think about today. So I want to read a verse to you from the Bible. It's from 1 Samuel 16. And we're going to read verse 7. It says, "But the Lord said to Samuel, do not look on his appearance or on his height or his stature, because I have rejected him. For the Lord sees not as man sees. Man looks on the outward appearance, but the Lord looks on the heart." Okay, think about that verse for just a minute, and let's back up a little and see what that means. In the Old Testament, we read about two kings, and they were both appointed by God. God told them to be the king, but they were very different. The first one's name was Saul, and Saul was tall and handsome. He was good looking. And God made him a king at a time when the people were begging for a king. But Saul started doing selfish things. He started not following God very closely. And so God kind of decided to fire him as king. He was going to replace him and have a new king. So he sent his prophet Samuel to the house of a man named Jesse. And Jesse had a lot of sons. And so he was going to appoint one of Jesse's sons as the new king. Well, the sons kind of all started coming by, parading by, and there were tall ones, and there were good-looking ones, there were strong ones. But every time, God would tell Samuel, nope, he's not the one. Nope, he's not the one. And then finally, Jesse's youngest son came, and he was just a young shepherd boy. Do you have any idea what his name is? His name was David. David was just a young shepherd boy, and God said, he's the one. He's the one I want to be king. So think about that. What was God saying? Remember that verse? He said, man looks on the outward appearance, like who's tall, who's strong, who's good looking. But God looks at the heart. So God chose the one who wasn't the tallest and best looking. He was going to be his next king. That lets us know that God looks at the heart. Samuel couldn't see his heart. Samuel couldn't tell, but God could tell. God saw it perfectly and told him that's who he wanted to be his next king. So just like this poinsettia, looks beautiful on the outside, but the inside's different than the outside. So we can learn from this that, what's most important, the outside or the inside? I think we see that God's looking at the inside. That's the most important. Well, I know today's a day for getting presents, and you can see I've got some presents here today. I got a couple of choices here. Maybe you could help me decide which one I should open. I've got this one. It's small, just kind of doesn't look all that special, but this one, y'all can probably tell this one would be my favorite, right? It's got pretty bow, colorful things, like y'all know Miss Sandy's that way, right? And so I think, I want to open this one first. I think that looks like that one would be the best present. Are y'all ready? Let's see what's inside my present. Oh, okay. I got some lotion. That's a nice present. I like having some lotion when my hands get dry, right? That's a good present. Okay. Should I open the little one too, you think? Okay, let's do it. So I'll open my little one. It doesn't look like much. Let me see. Let me shake it out. Oh, wow. I don't know if you can see this very well, but look. It's a really pretty pair of gold earrings. Oh, and I have been wanting those. Those are pretty cool. Oh, wait, there's something else in the box. Y'all, look what else is in my box. I got $100. Wow. I guess the inside of the gift was more important than the outside, wasn't it? So even though this one didn't look like much, it turned out to be the better gift, didn't it? Yeah. You know, sometimes it's easy for us to judge things by their outside. Like you might go to the library and get a book. And you think, oh, this book looks really good because it's got a pretty picture on the outside. But then you read it and you're like, that wasn't very good. Or maybe you go to the grocery store and you want us to have a certain treat because it just looks so good on the outside. But then when you go and eat it, you're like, that wasn't all that good. And maybe even a friend. Maybe we choose a friend by somebody because we like the clothes they wear. Or we like how pretty they are. Let's think back to what we learned from God in 1 Samuel. What did we learn about David? He chose David to be king, not because of what he looked like on the outside, but because of his inside. That's right. So God has a different way to measure who we are and how we are, right? He doesn't look at how we look on the outside. He looks at our insides. So the important thing I want you to remember is what? What do you think? We're all beautiful on the inside. God made you with a beautiful heart, right? And we want to remember that. So today, when you're opening up presents and you're having tons of fun with your family, remember, it's not about the stuff we have. It's not about what we look like. But what's it all about? It's what we are on the inside. So make sure that this Christmas you're being what? Kind and loving, and you're sharing. Think about all those good things that come from our inside and be thankful. So I hope you have a great rest of your day this Christmas and have a lot of fun. And remember, be good on the inside. And we'll see you next week on Sunday. Bye. Merry Christmas.